as you can see, I've got a lot of measuring and marking tools that I've pulled out here so that we can kind of go over what works in a garage shop and what doesn't. Some stuff I use quite a bit. I use it all the time. Others of it, I rarely reach for it. I'm not going to go over features and stuff like this. This is just what I use, why I use it, and why I don't. Okay, let's start with kind of rough layout tools. We're going to start with tape measures. This Lufkin right here is heavy. It's a good tape measure, but I only use it if I'm doing really long stock and I need to rough cut something. That's it. It's a nice one, but it sits on my wall most of the time because I rarely reach for it. This little green tape measure, I think it's made by FastCap. You can get these online. I like this. It's light. It does a really good job. It's got very clear markings, which the older I get matters a lot. I bought this white one because it has a flat tape, and I don't reach for it. I don't know why. I'm not doing anything that accurate with a tape measure usually, so I can't say I don't ever reach for it, but pretty rarely. Speed squares. This one is aluminum. I have a plastic one around here somewhere I couldn't find. I use these mainly to strike a line that I'm going to cross cut, like on the miter saw or something like that. And its primary use for me is I have a small circular saw that just rides along the edge right here, makes it real easy to make a quick cut. So that's the only use this thing gets. Next up, we're going to talk about saddle squares. This one I have had forever. This is a Veritas. I like it because it's long, and if I'm going to reach for a saddle square, this is the one I reach for. It's got a very nice flat side on it, so your pencil doesn't ride up or anything like that. Unlike the Win saddle squares that I bought. They have a bevel. Let me show this to you. I don't know, can you see that? Both sides are beveled, which is fine if you're going to mark something. That comes in handy, but I'm not ever marking anything. All I'm ever doing is striking a line. So I don't reach for these very often. If you watch my last video, I did use this one, but it's very rare that I use those. Okay, now we're going to discuss rulers, and I have quite a few rulers. So the number one everyone loves to hate, woodpeckers. Woodpeckers, I love these rulers, to be honest with you. They were a gift, Christmas gift from my wife. And the thing that makes them unique is you get this little thing and you can turn it into a stand. Yeah, I don't ever use that. Basically, all I ever use is a steel ruler. I keep these on here so I don't lose them, but I'm only using the steel ruler on all three of these. But all three sizes do come in handy, and I do use them a lot. One thing I will use these red blocks for is if I'm trying to get like a 2-inch offset on something, they do make it easy for that. Hook rulers. Man, this is a Rockler hook ruler, and I absolutely loved it when I got it. The problem is I dropped it, and the hook on the end won't move anymore. It is permanently in place, which is fine, but I don't reach for it anymore because it's not that often that I actually need the hook part. I need the ruler part. Center finding ruler. This is great, but there's a trick you can use to find the center of a board, so I don't ever use this anymore. Eye gauging. I bought this. It's a hook ruler. I thought I would use it. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm getting old, so it's getting harder to see these numbers and stuff because they're very light on this ruler. So I don't really reach for it. The other thing about this ruler is, oh man, this is awesome. It's got like 1/64 on here. But if you try to mark this with a pencil, there's no way. Your lead is going to be whiter than the marks that you can read. Now you might be able to do it with a marking knife, but even that's going to be hard. Incra ruler. I bought this thinking I would use it. It's got really cool holes and everything, so you can get an exact measurement. I don't know that I've ever used this ruler. Not one time. Okay, combination square. This one is made by Empire. I got this 100 years ago at Home Depot probably. I don't ever use it. The blade is kind of rusty. It was never accurate. If I had a better one, I may use it more, but basically it just hangs on the wall. Marking gauge. This is a very good marking gauge. Again, made by Veritas. I was on a Veritas kick years ago, I guess. The thing about it is, I never reach for it. I just don't. I should, and I would like to get to where I do, but right now it's just not in my wheelhouse. And I don't use hand tools that often. Although I did recently get my block planes back in order, and I've been using them a little more, so who knows, this may be coming up. I may be using this more often. All right, now we're going to talk about calipers. You have some people on the side of digital calipers, and that's what I see a lot of. Mine are fractional. I love the fractional. I don't want to have to try to convert something to figure out exactly what it is or anything like that. I'm not getting that accurate. This thing right here will go to a 32nd of an inch, or a 64th. It's a 64th. Just like my eye gauging ruler I don't use. And the reason I don't use that is because if I'm going to get that close, I'm going to use a caliper. One digital piece that I do have is my digital angle gauge. And that's for my table saw. The thing I like about it the most is the face lights up. So whenever I'm kneeling down at my cabinet saw and trying to turn those cranks to get my blade to lay over to 45 degrees, I can watch this thing until I get close to 45 degrees. But all this does is get you close. So we're going to get into something here in a second to get you right, dead on accurate. Okay, setup blocks and squares. Let's talk about that. I have a Veritas set of I didn't even know that was Veritas. A Veritas set of setup blocks. They are very, very cool. They're aluminum. I love them. It's got a 1, 2, 3 block in there, and they go down to 1/16 of an inch. Yeah, 1/16 of an inch. I use them a lot. I really do. I love these setup blocks. They were definitely worth the money. If you have a 3D printer, though, you can print your own. Wouldn't cost you a dime. Engineer's square. Let's talk about engineering squares. These right here are very accurate, and they're cheap. Mine came in these little blow mold cases, but I bought a set of 4, and I use every single size. It's somewhere in a project, I need every single size. I did have to buy the big one separately, and this one is not as cheap, but it's still cheaper than anything else you're going to find and way more accurate. This is actually my second one. My first one I dropped, and I checked it, and it wasn't accurate anymore, so I threw it in the trash and immediately ordered another one. So yeah, this gets used on every single project. I just recently got these. And that's a 45-degree square. Would you call it a square? I don't know, engineering square. And I think that's a 30-degree. 45-degree, when I get my table saw in position, I will check it with this and put a light behind it to make sure I'm dead on accurate. This one, the 30-degree, it sits in the box. Never use it. None of these tools are inherently bad, just some of them, well, I don't know, maybe this one, but they don't fit my workflow anymore, or they lost their usefulness because something broke on them. Don't go for gimmicks like the center finding rule. There's easier ways to do stuff. But now you know what fits my workflow. You just need to figure out what fits yours. Now I gotta go put all this crap away. This is lit up and I can see it, and it just makes it easier. Well, none of that worked. This is very nice to be able to see it easily when it's lit up. That didn't come out right. What? Did that even make sense? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Oh. So whenever I'm kneeling down here at my cabinet saw and I'm using those cranks to be able to get that saw blade to lay over. I'm looking at my saw, by the way. That's where I'm It's over there. I wish I could get through this part.